might be it. I remember that well.
Any lad that achieved the status of Eagle Scout, as you did, is never going to lose those merit badges. But your childhood marbles, now that's a sign of either a collector or a pack rat.
Well, I guess it's a pack rat. And really, that's why the museum is in existence, because my dad was a pack rat, and I guess I am, and that's why we have so many of these cars. I just refuse to throw anything away.
You collect stamps since 1948?
Yeah, my dad was a stamp collector, and he passed that on to me. And of course, the Boy Scouting, I really like that because we got out into the country and got to work with our hands. If you'll notice, the badges, the biggest portion of them are things that you do with your hands.
Up in the house, a collection of piggy banks, a whole one wall.
Yeah, that's my wife and I don't know, a number of years ago we picked up one, and it was kind of interesting, and first thing you know, we got 100. So.
Well, there's no question that you are a multi-dimensional person.
Well, that's a compliment, and I appreciate it.
Of course, there was the old flathead car that beat King Hogan, but in '56 you built this, and this was really your first race car and the car that made you a professional.
That's right. This was my Hemi engine. That was the big deal. A lot of people said the flatheads would rule forever, and I didn't think so. I got this Hemi, and it was a very, very powerful car.
Was this the first car you ran nitromethane in?
No, I had nitromethane in the flathead, 25%. And of course, we only ran 25% in this car until I met Cook at Bedwell, and they showed me how to put 98% in it.
Old Emery Cook.
Oh, he was really a fine guy. He helped me. And Cliff Bedwell, he just really had a fit because Emery was showing me how to fix my carburetors, and Cliff didn't want him to.
And they were the kings of the West Coast, and you were becoming the king of the East, and there was that rivalry there.
Yeah, and Cliff says, he'll be outrunning you with the stuff you're telling him.
True story.
And sure enough, on race day, we did.
Let's see, this was the first car to go 170, right?
Yes, it was.
And?
180 and 190.
And it was the first car that somebody was willing to pay to get to the racetrack instead of just prize money.
That's right. In June of 1958, prior to that, we either run for posted prize money or trophies. They actually called me from Wichita Falls, Texas, and hired me to come down and run their race and advertised I was coming and made a lot of money on it, and so consequently, a lot of other strips jumped on the bandwagon.
In March 1959, Don Garlits headed west for what would be the biggest challenge to date in his professional career, the first annual U.S. Gas and Fuel Championship, the famed Bakersfield March Meet, and subsequent meets in Kingdon, California, and Chandler, Arizona. For Garlits, the West Coast meets were an opportunity to prove he could compete on the same level as the California racers. For the West Coast drivers, the meets offered a chance to shut down on home tracks, the hot shot from Tampa, Florida.
Now, this car, and I was there, high school senior, 1959, Bakersfield, California. You came west for the first time ever, and the big guns were waiting for you.
Yeah, it was, they put the superchargers on, and they got me M&H tires that they had like a month earlier before the superchargers and M&H tires. This car would have beaten all of the guys leading the first race at Bakersfield, but it was a little outclassed with the blowers and the big tires.
Have you ever seen anything like that, 59 Bakersfield? There were people everywhere. There were cars going 150 in the pits. It was madness. It was a Woodstock of drag racing.
There's never been a race like it before or since, and you're right. The cars were backed up way down the road. There were strangers collecting money from people in cars for tickets, and they had nothing to do with the race. There was a pickup truck at the gate, was full of money.
And they'd just drop it on the floor of the truck and smash it.
And they would shovel it into garbage bags. It was an incredible thing. In the pits, there were so many beer cans, you had to have somebody go in front of the car to kick them out of the way.
And that was all done with no advertising. It was word of mouth, and that's the first time the crowds from all the various drag strips came together in one place.
It is. It made Bakersfield, California famous.
You bet.